Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and in this video I want to talk about how to create a happy life based on my personal life experience. I don't really have a plan for this video, so I'm just going to speak and allow to come through whatever needs to come through. So, how to create a happy life based on my experience. I'm going to use an example that just recently happened. So as you can probably tell based on my voice, I'm recovering from a cold. And I haven't been ill in so many years. So when I actually caught a cold a couple of days ago, the first thing I thought about was not, oh my God, why is this happening to me? Poor me, why am I sick? I feel so terrible. It was like, as I was getting these symptoms, not being able to breathe through your nose and all of that, my focus and attention was immediately on the gratitude of when I don't have that. Because I have trained my mind so much to see the positive in each situation that this is where my mind goes immediately. So when I caught a cold and I couldn't breathe through my nose, I felt terrible. I was laying in my bed and I was so grateful for when I can breathe through my nose again. Because I knew 2 days ago I could, now I can't. So I have so much gratitude that right now I can't, so I can have appreciation for the times when I can. And now I actually feel so grateful that I caught this cold because it was showing me this duality again. It was showing me the many different experiences we can actually make here on this planet. And having gratitude for each experience because it is showing us what we do want and it is showing us what we maybe don't want. And also having appreciation for what we actually have. Because I feel like the secret to happiness is truly living in the present and being happy and grateful with what we already have. Because our mind, it tends to remind us of all the things we do not have. Especially when we are comparing ourselves to other people all the time, which is a true happiness killer when we are comparing ourselves. Because then we will see what we don't have. Then we allow other people to tell us who we are, what we should be, how we should act, how we should look like. And then we are never satisfied with what we are, who we are, what we have. So the moment I stopped to compare myself to other people was the moment I recognized just how wonderful I am. It made me realize that I have always been good enough, exactly the way I am. The same way everybody is good enough, exactly the way they are. So our mind likes to remind us of what we do not yet have or what we are lacking. And this is where our focus needs to shift to gratitude. It needs to shift to where we are at in our lives right now, having gratitude for our journey, having gratitude for all the amazing things we already have. Like for example, I know this glass isn't a material object, right? I'm absolutely aware of this. Does it bring me happiness because it has cute little bees on it? Yes, it absolutely does. So the thing is, having appreciation. I know somebody designed this glass. Somebody put their hard work into this glass. I had money on my bank account so I could purchase this glass. There is so much gratitude that flows into this one glass that I currently have in my hand. And then I go beyond that. I have water in this. So when my voice gets a little bit, crusty, I can just take a sip of water. I can hydrate my body. I can hydrate my throat. How lucky am I? And this is where our focus needs to be. This is where our attention needs to be on a daily basis. What do we have? Never taking anything for granted. Waking up in a comfy bed every single morning. Having something to eat. Having fresh water. For me, being able to breathe through my nose again. It's about shifting our perspective. Because ultimately, we have control of our thoughts. It's not the other way around. Our ego does not control us. We are in control of our thoughts. And this is also why we are in control over how we feel. Because our thoughts, they create emotions. So when I caught my cold, I could have actually been in this victim mentality of, because I used to be like this, oh, poor me, this is so horrible, why is this happening to me? Now I can't do the things I need to do, this is the worst timing, what is happening? But actually, no, I chose not to go this way, I chose to look the other way. I chose to focus on gratitude, even when I was feeling terrible. And this is also why I was able to recover so quickly. Because I know when I'm raising my vibrations, I am creating happiness in my life. I'm creating health. I'm creating abundance. When we are in a high vibration, and how do we do that? By practicing gratitude on a daily basis, by having appreciation for our bodies, for our lives, for everything we have. And I truly believe that happiness can only ever be truly found within. It has to come from within first. And in our society, in our day and age, there are so many things on top of that, materialistic things, experiences, that can contribute to our happiness, but it should always be an add-on, right? Of course, there are things on the outside bringing us happiness, but I personally do not want to rely my happiness on the outside. Yes, I have materialistic objects that make me very, very happy, but I know I make myself more happy by simply having this appreciation for life that I never had before. But now I wake up in awe. I see the trees and I'm just so grateful. I walk past the trees and I tell them, thank you for creating oxygen. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making me be able to live on this planet. And this is where we need to shift our mindset, because I know fully well I never thought like this in my old life, in my past life, so to say. It was only after my awakening that I started to think like this. And now it baffles me that I never thought like this before. I was just walking through life completely blind, completely unaware of all the incoherence that I was creating for myself by having a negative mindset, by having this lack of appreciation for life and everything I had in my life. And there's also this saying of happiness is not a destination, it is a way of life. And I 100% agree with this. It's not like something on the outside needs to happen in order to experience happiness. Happiness is a continuous, every single day practice. And I do it, as I mentioned, by practicing gratitude, by creating an awareness of what is actually going on around me, by being loving and kind to myself, by actually aligning with my heart and not my mind's wants, needs, and desires. Because my mind, it led me into weirdest places in my life. My mind led me into really horrible relationships with people. My mind led me to believe that I can only be happy if I have this house, if I have this bag, if I have those clothes, if I go on this vacation. That is what my mind suggested. This is how you create happiness. And guess what? I was never happy. Happiness comes from your heart. It comes from having appreciation for absolutely everything. And also when it comes to being loving and kind to yourself, there are so many different layers that come with it, like shaping your environment to people who are loving and supportive, not watching anything negative on Netflix, something I don't do anymore. I used to listen to true crime podcasts that I used to watch literally every single series where there was violence and gossip and drama and all of this, and everything was lowering my vibration. Now I don't do that anymore because I recognize this is not helping me live a happy life. It is actually making me miserable. It's actually lowering my vibration. So it's about creating this awareness of what we are doing on a daily basis that isn't contributing to our happiness. In fact, it's actually lowering our happiness. And then once you have this awareness of what it is you're doing that brings you joy and happiness, and what you're doing that maybe doesn't, this is when you can actually make a change in your life. And that is what being loving and kind to yourself actually means. It's being true and authentic. It's speaking your truth. It's asking your help when you need it. It's being selective in what you watch and read and hear and who you surround yourself with. Consciously shaping your environment to people, experiences who are loving and supportive, something you actually want to do. And this is actually what created happiness in my life. You can tell there's no straight, easy answer to explain what happiness actually is, what happiness actually means, how we can create a happy life. It's many different aspects that contribute to this feeling of contentment and happiness, at least in my personal life. There's not just one thing I do that brings me happiness, it's many, many different things. All the things I explained in this video. But everything comes down to my mindset, because I recognized my mind can either create misery in my life or it can create happiness. And that is my choice. It is my choice how I allow my mind to be, what I'm actually putting into my head on a daily basis. And I did that by learning to observe my mind, by understanding, oh wow, my mind is actually quite negative. How do I change it? And then I changed my thoughts. Now I practice gratitude. Now I shift my perspective. And this is something that is our responsibility. We have to do this. We actually need to put in the work to change our perspective, to change our mindset in order to create happiness in our lives. And I think that's all I have for today. And like I said, I didn't write a script for this video. I didn't make a plan. I just wanted to come through whatever needed to come through. And my intention is to help anybody who watches this video to have this aha moment, to have this awareness of, okay, I think I now know what changes I need to make in my life. And if that video helped you to get there, get closer to this point, I'm really, really grateful for that. And I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Please let me know what happiness means to you and how you are creating happiness in your life, because I would love to have conversation about this, because this is what we really should be talking about, right? Sharing our experiences with each other, actually helping each other out. And this is what I want this channel to be about, what I want this community to be about. Loving, supportive, kind people who are here to make a difference in this world by making a difference in our lives first. I'm sending all of you so much love, and I will talk to you in my next video.